Hi, I'm Sanu. I'll be showing you today how to make your project with an MVP architecture. Let's begin. Make a new project. MVP demo. The defaults are just fine. Main activity. This will just take a moment. With MVP, we try to separate model from the view so that there can be no interaction between the two. Go into your Java, your main activity, and create a package. We'll call this main. We'll move the main activity to main and add a new class. Presenter. Actually, let's name it main presenter. Now we have the main activity, main presenter. All we need is a contract. It will be an interface. We'll name it main contract. A contract is, as the name suggests, a binding between what activity must do and what a presenter must do. So the stuff that has to be done by activity will come under main contract view, and the stuff that presenter has to do will be under main contract presenter. Let's leave them empty for the moment. Moving on to activity. Now, activity needs to have an instance of presenter, but it will cause coupling between the two. So what we do is main activity will agree to do its work as specified by the contract. So it will implement an interface main contract dot view as it is the view of the contract, and the main presenter will act as a presenter of the contract, of this contract. Now main activity needs a reference to the presenter and the presenter needs a reference of the activity. We want this to be done in such a way that the presenter doesn't exactly know which activity it is working with and the activity exactly doesn't know which presenter it is working with. Now this helps in decoupling the two. In the onCreate, when the activity is initialized, we'll create an instance of the presenter in this main contract dot presenter. We'll initialize it in onCreate. As we have specified the type as main contract dot presenter, it will have to do everything that is specified in the main contract for the presenter to be done. Let's make some changes in our XML file. In this text view, we'll type in a name. That name is going to be turned capital in the presenter. The presenter basically holds the business logic for what is to be done with the content that is passed by the view to be processed. Wrap content. Actually, let's make it an edit text. Let's make this the size of the parent. Let's make a button. Let's make that a button. Okay, so we have our interface almost ready. Let's give it some constraints. Let's give our button some text. Capitalize. Okay, now we have our layout. Now, accessing those views in our activity, we'll make variables, edit text. So we can write here presenter dot process name. Now the presenter will process the name provided by the view, which it is going to do by giving it access to the text of et enter name. Now this is throwing an error that we don't have a function named process name. So we'll create a method process name. This will be in the interface presenter in main contract. So now the main contract has started with its rules. The first rule for the presenter is to process the name given by the view. This should be a string. Now this has to be a string because we shouldn't really use any Android API stuff inside the presenter. So going into the presenter, it will show us warnings. Class main presenter must be either declared abstract or implement abstract method process name. So as the main presenter is a main contract dot presenter, it has to implement whatever main contract dot presenter has specified. So we'll implement that. String result is equal to text dot to uppercase. Now we want this result to be viewed inside the activity or our view. So we want to call our view and ask it to show the result. So how do we do that? So we'd like to have some functionality like view dot show result, but where is our view? So what we can do here is make a constructor for main presenter. This constructor takes in an argument of main contract dot view. So in order to initialize the presenter, you have to pass in a view. That view will implement all the methods of main contract. And what we'll do here is we'll make an instance of this view. This dot view is equal to view. Now we don't have a view parameter in this class, so we'll make one. Create field view. Okay, so now we have the view. Now we have to have a method called show result. For that, we'll go to main contract and implement a rule on view that it must have a method called show result. Okay. So the main contract has enforced that the view must have a show result. Going back to the view that is our main activity. Okay, implements main contract. Implementing the show result here. Whenever the presenter is done processing with the request of the view, it will show the result. It will ask the view to show the result onto the device. So what we can do here is we can set the text of et enter name to the capital result that we just calculated. What we can do here is display the result calculated by the presenter. But oops, we didn't give it a parameter. Okay, so the show result we must provide a result. Now going back, this takes in a string result. In activity, okay, now all is fine. Now we can set the et enter name dot set text to result. Now let's see if this works. Okay, yes, so we change the constructor of main presenter to have a view. Now that view must be a main contract dot view. Our end activity here is a main contract dot view. So we can pass this. This is just a reference to the current main activity class. Suppose we have another warning. Editable dot get text. Yes, this gives us an editable. We have to cast it to a string. Everything looks fine now. Let's try to run our app now. Okay, so writing in some random name, Jack, capitalize. Now as you can see, whatever you throw in here will be capitalized. Okay, thank you.